Alright, in this video we are going to learn how to merge depth passes. So if you didn't follow along but you'd like to follow this video, you can open the file v16.nk in the nukes directory. So we've seen that we have depth informations coming out of that scanline render here. But we do have the same thing coming out of every scanline render nodes that we created. For example, here, this is the distance of that layer of asteroids. And here as well. So a little thing that I'd like you to notice is that we will have a difference here between those layers of asteroids and the last one, because those asteroids are actually projected on card. So basically there is no volume information. So all the asteroids here are going to have the same distance information. And here, because it's on geometries, we will have variations between those asteroids, which is true as well with the planet here, because it's a real geometry. So that part of the planet is not at the same distance that the edge right there. So in order to use properly all those depth information, we will need to merge them together. And unfortunately, we cannot merge them with a simple merge node. Well, it's not true. We could, but it's not very accurate and not easy. For merging Z information, we have that node, which is called the Z merge. So I hit tab of my keyboard and I'm looking for the Z merge. I will create a Z merge, and all the Z information are outputted by my scanline renders here. So I will simply start connecting the input of my Z merge to my different scanline renders. So 1, 2 here. And as soon as I connected the two first inputs, I have a third one that pops up here. So I can keep going here. And now I have another one. So that's perfect. Basically, I will be able to connect all my scanline render output to that Z merge node here, and finally here. And now let's connect our viewer to the Z merge here, and everything is black, which is not normal. Let's see the RGBA. As you can see, we can only see the sky as well. So there is a little problem with the Z merge. If I were using a normal merge node, I will simply say, well, I just did a mistake with the order of my layers. But the Z merge doesn't work the same way. The Z merge will merge the different layers according to the Z depth informations from the distance information. But the thing that we need to change here in the Z merge properties is that guy here, smaller z, further away. And this is because we are using nuke's depth informations coming out of scanline renders. And as you can see in the help that pops up, it tells us that nuke use that kind of renders. As we can see here on that slide, nuke maps the distance between 0 and 1, 0 being the further away, 1 being the closest to the camera. We wouldn't use that smaller z option if we were using, for example, Arnold rendered, which are mapping direct distance values, and the greatest that will be the value of the depth, the further away it will be. Now, when I check that box, everything looks correct. And if I go back here to check at the depth, I can see that the depth looks correct as well. And this is great. As you can see, like, here are the closest rocks with a value of, for example, 0.48, and we have the intermediate rocks with a value of 0.27, we have the planet here with a value of 0.13, and the sky, which is not totally black, as you can see, because we have a value of 0.001. So the Z-merge is working. Well, we have just that little issue to fix here, and that's come from the fact that here we have trouble interpreting the alpha channel of those different layers, so I will just disable it. Depending the type of depth that you are using and the type of render, you will use or not that alpha channel. In our case, outputting out of Skyline renders, we actually don't want to use the alpha channels. As you can see here, when I checked on the alpha channel, I create those weird edges that have actually a greater value than inside of the layers. So it's totally wrong. So let's uncheck it. And now everything looks great. Okay, cool. Now, in order to use that depth pass, I will extract it. I will shuffle it out. So after my Z merge, I will hit tabulation and look for the shuffle node and shuffle the depth pass here to the RGBA. Now I can connect my viewer out of the shuffle node and look at my RGBA channels. And here it is. We do have our depth pass with all our layers, and we are going to use that to grade our comp. So let's move on to the next clip to do that. See you there.